we got ourselves a little boy. His name is, what is your name? Zorklinth. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more FTB Inferno. Today, we're gonna be improving our storage system, hopefully, because we're getting into occultism.
Public disclaimer. Do not join the occult or do any witchcraft or anything like that. It is bad juju.
Anyways, though, because this is gonna be an extensive thing, pretty much the entire episode is gonna be focused on that. Except the beginning, because I do actually want to share a bit of a discovery I made with the mine colonies first. For stalling reasons, so that way I can keep my soul purity for a little longer, but also because it's actually pretty cool. So, the miner right here, who appears to be going home, I actually discovered how to make him stop going down, like just straight down, because we could go all the way down to here. You can start to see some signs that we're reaching some bad places for him to go. But, ever since I did what I did, he is now actually branching out like he was supposed to. I did not mean to break that. Zoo, do not sue me. So apparently, all I had to do was I had to go down here into settings, and then at max depth, I had to change it to higher than what it was before. Because before he was going to go down to Y negative 100. So now he only went down to Y 96, which is where he was down there. Once he reached that, he started building outwards. It was very nice. No more stalling, let's get ourselves evil. So, to start off, we need to get some materials that we have gotten in the past, but I can't seem to locate any, so you know what, it's fine. We need other stone, which we get by throwing andesite in a spirit fire. And we're also going to need an otherworld sapling, which we can get by mixing vile dust, purified ink, which we can get by throwing black dye into the spirit fire, a hellbark sapling, which we can get by throwing a dark oak into our blood altar, dark gem, and the demon's dream fruit. Those are going to be the things we need to grab first and foremost. But I swear I should already have the sapling. Like, I know I made one of those in the past. Alrighty, I got the sapling, and apparently I actually still had some other stone, so that's fine, because now that's going to give me 32 more other stone. And we've also gotten ourselves our otherworld saplings. That's good. So now, what we need to make is we need to make some of this white chalk, which is made from impure chalk, which we need to get by burning our other stone, and I think, yeah, by spirit firing our otherworld wood. That should be fine. So what we need to do, we need to plant the tree, and then we need to get it to grow. And there it is. It's just the otherworld sapling. I honestly would have thought that I would have needed to eat the demon's dream fruit or put this on my head to be able to see it. But sure enough, it's still here. That's quite impressive, actually. So can I get more saplings? I can. There we go. And then we can also get some more of this otherworld wood. That is beautiful. I should have only needed 3 of it. So if we ever need any more for later, we can. And there we go. We can throw that into there. And I don't appear to have any more coal in my system. Do I have it over in here in my massive furnace system, which I actually made in between episodes. I don't think I ever went over this, but I got a bunch of these blackstone furnaces and put them all up here for like mass smeltings. So there we go. We can go ahead and just throw that right there. So now we can go ahead and then combine all of these to make ourselves 3 impure white chalk. Then we can go ahead and put those 2 aside for later, and then we just not do that again. We throw this into here, and we get ourselves our white chalk. The next thing that we need to do, because we can't go right here to this book line yet, because before we can do that, we need to get ourselves white candles, which we make from tallow, which is, it's basically fat. And to get it, we'll need this butcher's knife, and then we'll need to start butchering some animals, basically. Not chickens, incidentally, which is mildly inconvenient, because there's a lot of these chickens, and like, yeah, there we go. There's just so many chickens in there. Wouldn't it be nice if I could extract their fat? Which means we need to summon either pigs, cows, sheep, horses, or llamas. Now, obviously, we can't do cows, because I'm currently doing a little thing where I'm trying to see how far I can get without cows. It's going pretty well. Sheep isn't actually very expensive. It just takes bone meal, 3 wool, and a wart fungus. Alrighty then, so let's just go ahead and throw all of this into here. and it slowly rises up. This is actually an experiment I want to try. Can I time in a bottle this? I can! Oh, that's actually pretty good. Okay, there we go. Now it goes real fast, and you didn't go in your hole. How dare you not go in the hole? Now you must die. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I didn't get the tallow. Oh. Is there any way to get... Oh! Wait a minute. That's cheeky. Okay, wait, so if I smelt this inside of my tinker stuff and then throw it out as an ingot, that'll get me the tallow. And here we go. We got ourselves our tallow. So then after that, we just need to combine it with one string, which isn't hard to get. I did use up all my string when making the wool, but I can just go ahead and make a couple more right here. And then we can just go ahead and then combine these two together, and we get our candles. It's beautiful. These are actually pretty cool. Wait. Oh, this actually provides a little bit of light. That's kind of cool. I don't need it, but it's cool. Okay, so now that we've gotten the candles, the next thing that we need is the sacrificial bowl. So to get the bowl, we need just 5 other stone inside of our alchemy table. That's what it's called. It's calling it an arcane table for some reason. And our blood orb, and that'll get us 1. And then we need to mix 1 with 4 ingots worth of rose gold. That's not terrible. So how much other stone do I have? Okay, that should be a good amount. So I believe it just wanted 4. No, it wanted 5. Okay. Alrighty, and then we can just go ahead and throw 1 of these into here. We only need 1 of these golden ones because these are the central ones. So, you know, we can't have a bunch of central ones now, can we? So now that we've gotten the bowl and the candles, it is now time for us to summon our first demon. And it's just evil. It's just evil. So to make the book, we need to make a book binding foliot. I don't know how entirely to pronounce that, but we need purified ink, white dye, and a book and quill, which we just need feathers, ink sacs, and books. So let's go ahead and then grab ourselves each of our books that they don't stack, which is mildly inconvenient, but that is fine. Why did that? Right. I forgot. This thing needed to be converted into black dye first, and then I can get my purified ink. I'm actually going to need 2 of these, but that is fine. So then we just need to grab ourselves, I think it's 6 bone meal? It was actually, in fact, 8 bone meal. That is fine, so then we can go ahead and convert all of that into our white dye. Then we can go ahead and then put those like this, and then we get ourselves a book of binding foilet. We need 2 of these, actually, and 1 of these will be for later. So now that we've gotten ourselves our book of foilet binding, the next thing that we need to do is, I believe we need to bind it. I believe. So what I need to do is I need to switch this back over to the Dictionary of Spirits, and then we can combine these 2, and yeah, then it binds it. It doesn't take away my dictionary, so that's cool. So then I can go ahead and convert this back. Actually, I think I still need it like this, because, well, I don't even know why I went back to check the thing, because there's a quest menu right here. But if I go into here, yeah, I need to observe a foilet. And there are several different kinds depending on what materials you used combined with this book. But the one that we want is the crusher. This is going to take copper, iron, gold, and silver.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Now that we have that, we can go ahead and start the first ritual. This one should be the correct one because it wouldn't use any other. So now we go ahead and put that there. Oh, and it looks like this could actually use other kinds of candles as well if I needed it. Okay, that's something good to keep in mind, but I only need 4. So we can go ahead and then put all of those there. And now what we do is we go ahead and see all these positions here. We just mark them all with our white chalk. It does not matter what the symbol looks like as long as there is white chalk here. So once all of these are completed, I'm missing something. Right, the gold bowl right in the center. There we go. We got that there. And now our little ritual is complete. So now we can go ahead and then just put our blocks right here. And then there we go. That should be good. So now all we should need to do is we should just need... Hold on. I need to check. There is no sacrifice. That is good. I know that some of them involve a sacrifice. So now what we'll just need to do is just put all of these in their positions. And then we put the bound book right here. And the moment that it is there, it will start. There is no activation required, and it doesn't absorb any, like, mana system or anything like that. All it takes is time. Oh, there it goes. Now, we are going to want to get one of these pretty quickly, because it does fade over time. So, I'm going to want to be very careful with that. So, what things I'll need to get from it is... Looks like a crushed dark gem will be necessary for something. I'm not sure what that'd be necessary for. Quite a few summonings, actually. But what I will need is gonna be some crushed gold. So I'm gonna need to use that real nicely. Looks like if I use raw gold, it'll give me 2, which should be better. But here we go! We got ourselves a little boy. His name is, what is your name? Zorklinth. Yeah, that's a normal name and all. Hello, Zorklinth. You are so freaking adorable. Let's just hand this over to you, Zork. You can go ahead and take that. And he's just gonna start crushing it. I think it's a he. I can't tell. The name's throwing me off, and so is the figure. I'm gonna say it's a he. Just gonna say it's a he. So there we go. Now we got ourselves our gold dust. So now by mixing that with some glowstone dust and the white chalk that I set aside earlier, we will then be able to make ourselves the golden chalk. Golden chalk has been acquired, and then I believe up next, all we need to do is to just throw it in the spirit fire like normal. And there we go. We got ourselves our golden chalk. The next thing that we need to do is we need to get ourselves some endstone. Endstone isn't necessarily exclusive to the end. There's many ways that we can get it. The 2 ways that I currently have access to is A, converting some sort of stone with this conjuration essence to make 8 endstone, and we can make the conjuration essence with the imbuement chamber by mixing a book, a wilden horn, and a starbuncle shard. The other way is by doing this ritual right here with the other foilet book that I made. I actually am going to need 1 more of those, but that's for later. So the other foil book I made, which would make this ritual, which will actually summon a possessed endermite. And if we go over to the mob drops right here with possessed endermite, that will drop endstone. But it only drops 1 to 2, so like this one, that would normally be better, right? Well, no. Because if I was to take, say, this soul shard, it's currently bound to slime, and I could make another one by melting some molten cobblestone inside of here, but for that I'd need some lava and some water, and I'm running a little low on lava. So what else I could do is I could just put this in here and then grab another one. However, I did actually just remember, I do have some obsidian in here. That's great, but back to the soul shard. If I were to, say, take that and then bind it to my possessed endermites, and then throw it into the soul spawner right over there, then that might change some things. So then, for the actual ritual itself, to be able to summon the possessed endermite, I'm gonna need to find that one. If I go over here, it said it uses Hendron's Lure. So I believe if I just go over to rituals, there should be one for summoning rituals. There it is. And then I believe it should be down one of these lines. Oh wait, here it is. It's possession rituals. And then right here, we will find ourselves this ritual for this one. There are 2 things I could do. One is I could break down this one right here, or I can just leave these things for later on, and then I can just continue to put the bowls around and candles as I need them. Let's just go ahead and place these guys right here, and there we go! Ritual completed. So then I believe I should still only need those 4. That is good. Down the line I am going to need a couple more of these, and that'll happen very soon. But for right now, I'm content not needing any more than 4. So then, all we're gonna need for this ritual is just gonna be 2 normal stone, 2 dirt, and another book of the foiler. We just need to put our other book of binding foliate right here, and it should start emitting a black mist. So now I should just need to throw an egg, I believe. Unless it needs to consume the stuff first. But I don't see why it would. I'm gonna throw the egg. There we go, it's eating it. Oh, wow, so in all that time for me to try and figure out if it would or wouldn't work, it's doing it. Okay, so once that goes, should it now need the sacrifice? It might. Summon possessed endermite successfully. Oh, there it is. Okay, its name is Beriltron. Okay, so if I bind you, oh wait, I just need to kill it, right? Wait, yeah, no, I need to kill it to bind it to the thing. Oh, wow, I was trying to right click it, but there we go. That killed it, and we got a possessed endermite. There we go. That's actually freaking awesome. Okay, so now if I were to throw this into the soul cage, it'll now eventually summon more, and I believe if I shift right-click it, I can take it out. Yeah, so if it summons them, I can just shift right-click it out of the soul cage, and then just keep killing them, infinitely leveling it up. So that way we can then get ourselves some more end stone. But, oh, well, there we go. We got some more right here. There we go. Let's go ahead and kill you guys. There you go. Oh, yes, and you actually wanted this end stone, did you not? Well, you may go ahead and take that. I'd very much like for you to do that, please. That'll be a huge help, because that is why we actually needed this, is because that is the next objective, is going to be to utilize this to make ourselves purple chalk. I need obsidian dust. Interesting. So I need to grab, how much is it? 2 obsidian? Okay, that's not bad. Alrighty, he finished smelting down, well, not smelting, crushing down all the obsidian. So now we go ahead and make ourselves our final chalk for right now, because the chalk after this, which is red chalk, we can't do that until we summon in a frit, which we can't really get until we do a lot of other stuff. So, you know, that's a long ways away. Now that we've gotten ourselves the purple chalk, now we are finally ready to go ahead and make ourselves our dimensional mine shaft. Not dimensional mine shaft, our dimensional storage. To do this, we're gonna need to make ourselves a book of binding gin. So for the gin, we're gonna need basically the same things as before. We need a book and quill and purified ink. But now our dye is actually different. Now we need green dye. So now we can just go ahead and then make ourselves the book of the gin. I know it says the ginny, but trust me, it's a gin. Actually wait, that might be genie, because it has the I at the end there. I don't care. It's the same freaking thing at the end of the day. So it's like, let's just go ahead and make this together. Wait, do I need to bind it? I actually want to check that first, because like if it doesn't need me to be bounding it. Okay, no, it doesn't even need to bind it. Okay, so then we can go ahead and then bind it. That should be good. And there we go. We've gotten ourselves a gin. I don't know what a gin actually looks like when summoned. I've never used that before, but we really shouldn't need to. Now, to make the dimensional storage, there's 2 things that we're gonna need. First, we need to make this storage base, and that is going to involve gold and otherworld pedestals, which is going to take 5 otherworld stone slabs and then 1 otherworld stone. Okay, so I've actually run into a little bit of a problem. So if we look inside of the things that we need for the storage accumulator base, right up here it says that this is gonna need the Ezivius spectral compulsion, and then this one also needs that one, but then the dimensional crystal matrix needs the Strigorial's higher binding. If we look inside of our agnostic tome here and then look through the book, we can see here which these rituals are. These bottom 2 are those ones. This one right here is gonna need those little crystals right there. And then if we go over here, this one needs those crystals and red chalk. Let me show you all why these are problems. For the spirit attuned crystal, which is those things are called, we need diamond lattice mixed with the spirit attuned gem. Now, the spirit attuned gem is fine. We just need source gems into spirit fire. It's not bad. But the lattice, that is a different story. To get the lattice, we need molten diamond. we need an entire block of molten diamond. I need 4 ancient debris to get a gem, which means we would need 36 ancient debris in order for us to get all the molten diamonds that we need for that. So, and that's just for one of them. We need 6. We also need this netherite mesh, which mixes netherite scrap, which is already fine on its own because we'll be getting that along with the diamond. But then we also need this carbon fiber mesh, which we get from mixing 4 carbon fibers, which we get from 4 coal dust, which we can get from crushing down the coal. That one's not so bad. But we do need an alloy kiln, which that one isn't terrible either. It's definitely a really long process in order for us to get the dimensional mine shaft. A lot longer than we have time for right now. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move on to the other thing that I wanted to do, so that way we could then prepare my armor, because I am gonna want that before we even think about fighting the Ifrit. And then we will, I guess we'll just continue on for the dimensional mine shaft in the, not the mine shaft, the dimensional storage in the next video. Since we're just gonna move on to there, what we need is, we need the ritual to summon the blacksmith familiar. This one, it's gonna take 4 more sacrificial bowls, so that one's gonna be fine. What we need though is we need a book of binding foilet, and then 4 types of stone, iron tools, pickaxe, shovel, and an axe, and an anvil. And this is actually why I wanted the zombies earlier, because we need to sacrifice a zombie for this. So, that one's going to be a bit difficult, but it's not impossible. Because the way that we can get zombies is if we get ourselves a zombie spawn egg, which we can get by mixing an egg with these 2 zombie charms, which we get by mixing 6 zombie hearts with 2 rotten flesh and a bone. Bones are easy. The zombie hearts, though, those ones would be difficult, because all in all, we're going to need 12 of them, and we could do the summoning altar route, but that requires gem dust, which we don't have access to yet. So our only other option is to go out and start killing some zombie pigmen. Oh boy, that's gonna be quite tedious, and since we don't want our armor getting damaged, we're gonna have to take this infernal flight elixir. Oh boy, let's hope that I can get 12 of these. I will see you all very soon.
1 eternity later.
Alrighty, it took me a bit, but I got all of the zombie hearts that I'm gonna need. So then, now that we've gotten these, all that is left for me is to break this egg right here, and then we just put a little recipe like this, and then that'll get us our 2 zombie charm fragments. And then we can just go ahead and combine these things together, and we get ourselves our zombie spawn egg. There we go. Now, in case I'm gonna need any more zombies in the future, I have also created another soul shard. That way, once I kill this guy, my soul shard will be bound to those. So then now we can go ahead and just put down these rest of these sacrificial bowls, because we are going to need those extra ones. And then we can go ahead and just put all of these down here. So that should be it. So you put you there, you there. It really doesn't matter the placement, but I'm just gonna put these how I see fit. Be very careful with the stone. Being very careful with the stone. I did forget the book of the foilet, but you know what, that's fine. Okay, got the book, so now I should be able to just put that there. And now it's starting the summon of the familiar. Now I want to be very careful with this, because I still don't know if it's going to absorb the stuff first, or if I need to sacrifice the guy. This should hopefully work out just fine, so let's go ahead and summon you. There we go. And I don't see those particles anymore, so... Yes, there we go. It's begun. And the soul shard did bind to the zombie, so that's good. Yes. I'm telling y'all right now, it's like, even though we didn't get ourselves the storage system, this is still pretty cool. And there we go. Gar G Killer Kyle. We're just gonna call you Kyle. Hello, Kyle. how are you doing, my friend? Oh my gosh. So he should be bound to me now. At least he should be. I don't entirely know, but I can have multiple familiars. What this guy should do is he should follow me around. Yeah, he is following me. Can I ask you to sit? Like, will you do that? Like, come here, stop moving. Stop. Okay, he's not gonna move. I guess we're just gonna have Luigi follow me, because like, look at that mustache. He's got the mustache and he's green. Wait, I think we have the same shirt. Wait a minute. Wait. Okay, well, that's fun. What this guy should do, I don't know if it's any or if I have to mine it, but if I drop him stone, he should pick it up. He did not pick it up. That is unfortunate. Wait, did he pick it up? I think he did pick it up, because I don't have it. Wait, when I pick it up, though, it just goes away. So, like, if I pick you back up, yeah, and then he has it. That's very odd. But maybe it should work. So, what this guy should do, if we look in the familiars list, the blacksmith takes stone that I mine, and it uses it to repair my equipment. So what I'm hoping is that this guy will take the stone and repair my armor. So, will you do that? Wait, I just saw my boots pop up. Wait a minute. Okay, I think it is repairing. Okay, wait, there's one way to be sure. Okay, my boots are at 213. If I drop these, pick it back up, 215. It works! Yes! Oh my gosh, it's very low, and I don't know if this guy will eventually go away or not. But in the meantime, as long as he is around, as long as I mine, he's gonna repair every piece of equipment that I have. And it looks like it's gonna start with my armor from the ground up. I do have one question. Does blackstone, cobbled blackstone, work for this? If I pick it up, it does not work. So it needs to be exclusively cobblestone. So Luigi, did you like this video? Good. Then, for all of you who also liked it, be sure to check out our last Inferno video where we made improvements to the base with villagers and our mine colonies. Bye-bye!